everyone, it's your girl Miss Solomon from thedatingtruth.com. Don't forget that you can subscribe to this channel up above. And you can also follow me on Twitter at thedatingtruth. The one thing I like to tell people, especially when you're dating, because you're meeting a stranger. Most people that you're going to date, most potential dates, most people in your life before you actually know them, consider them a friend, consider them somebody that you're dating, are strangers. We start off as strangers. And I want to tell you the best way to reframe your thinking and change your perspective when it comes to expectations is to accept that these people don't owe you anything. Strangers don't owe you anything. In fact, nobody owes you anything. You may say, well, I'm a nice person and I've done this for people and I, asked you out, took you out, paid for dinner. Those were your choices. Those were the choices that you made. And because you made those choices, you accompanied an expectation that may or may not be fulfilled, and that has to be okay. When we are dating people in our dating lives, we need to understand that just because we have expectations doesn't mean that they're going to be met. It does not mean that they're going to be fulfilled. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have expectations, and in fact, it's almost impossible for us to go through life and not have expectations because that's how we have faith and we build trust in what we do. When we go to work every day, we expect to have a job, and that's not unrealistic. What I'm saying to you is reframe and change your perspective on what type of expectations you have. You're doing what you're doing because you want to. It's a choice that you're making. And you hope that the other person you're interacting with is going to make the similar decisions to be kind, to be affectionate, to be considerate, caring, appreciative, grateful, and interesting, funny, and be, on the same page with you. But if they're not on the same page with you, it is okay. It is okay for people that we don't know very well not to do the things that we expect them to do. And the way that you can change, reframe your expectations is by understanding that it's okay to have them, but it's also okay if they're not met. And there's no reason to be angry. There's no reason to, send an ignorant text just because somebody didn't call you back, if somebody breaks a date, if somebody does something that you don't think is fair or appropriate, that's fine. It is not your place to, call them out on it. It's not your place to say, hey, you're a horrible person because I took you out and I was nice to you and you blew me off. If that's what they did, that's what they did. That's a choice that they make. The choice that you have to make is to not let it affect you in a negative way. Is a choice that you have to make to reframe the way you look at that situation and say, you know what, this is not what I expected or intended to happen, but this is what has happened, and this is how I'm going to let it affect me. And the way that you should choose to do that is positively. Say, you've learned a lesson. I've done this. I either have to choose better people, I have to, have a higher standard of who I do things for, or I have to learn to communicate my expectations, or I just have to move on from this experience. And when we choose to take these situations in a negative way, it really just hurts us. It does not hurt the person that, has slighted us. Because let me tell you something that is the dating truth. If they didn't care about returning your call, they sure as hell don't care that you're mad about the fact that they didn't return your call. They don't want to talk to you. So it's like, expecting somebody to care or be concerned about, the bullshit thing they did to you, they don't. Or they probably wouldn't have done it in the first place. So when it comes to expectations, let's be not only realistic, but let's be mature about how we, experience them. If they're not met, they're not